Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this video, we're going to be discussing the top 5 emotional moments in the Spider-Man movie. Going from Spider-Man 2002 all the way to No Way Home, and this is including Into the Spider-Verse as well. I just want to clarify that way you guys weren't confused by some stuff on this list. Kicking it off with number 5, we have the Spider-Man and Doc Ock talk at the end of Spider-Man 2. Now, to a lot of people, this may not be an emotional scene, but it feels like the culmination of every lesson that's been learned in the film and every character getting their arc by this point in the film. And it was so well done, and the messaging that they did with the Aunt May speech that sometimes to do what's right, we have to be subtle and give up the things that we want the most, even our dreams line. My God, I'm such a nerd.
Sometimes, to do what's right, we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most, even our dreams.
It feels like such a culmination together, and seeing Doc Ock's emotions and interacting with the tentacles, taking control of them, and realizing, no, I made a mistake, and he went out kind of heroic. And he took down the machine with him. He had his character redemption arc, and it just felt so, I don't know, captivating to me that in a lot of comic book movies, we see characters redeem themselves, and it doesn't feel earned. In this moment, it did feel a bit earned because the character was so lost. We cared about him before, and it was just such an emotional moment to see the message that Peter learned from Aunt May applied to Doc Ock. Seeing that connection between the two of them at the end, making him realize his wrongs, was very captivating to me. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of make my eyes water a little bit. No tears ran out, but they watered. And it's just a really, really good scene. Coming in at number 4, we have the Tobey Maguire and Uncle Ben scenes. I'm combining both of them because these two are intertwined very well. The whole scene where Uncle Ben tells Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. And it's just such an interesting interaction to see between the two of them because it does invoke a lot of emotions because of what happens later. The whole dynamic between Uncle Ben trying to tell Peter, like, look, you're going into your stage of being a man, and you need to be careful what you do with the rest of your life. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? And he's basically hitting him with all these hard concepts that Peter just does not want to hear. But they're great concepts for him to hear. They help him kind of guide him through the rest of the movie. Those words really do guide him, especially into his mission of being Spider-Man.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
But it even hits harder later when you see Uncle Ben laying on the ground and he's dying. Because those were the last words that Peter said to him, was when he told him, stop pretending to be my dad. And that hurts because Uncle Ben is like a dad to him. He is, even at the end, he says he is his dad. And it's just such a sad scene to watch, especially since you don't know what Uncle Ben's saying. Because it's not like one of those moments where it's like, Peter, I love you. Peter, avenge my death. It's like, no, he's saying Peter. And you can't read what he's saying to him because he's dying. And you can't tell if he's telling him anything negative or what he's going to say. And I'm not even going to lie, he looks kind of scared. And it's a very riveting and emotional scene, and it's a very big character arc within every Spider-Man story. Every Spider-Man, for them to ignite the Spider-Man web, they need some level of loss. And that was given to us in No Way Home as well, that when they gave us the death of Aunt May. So you do know that every Spider-Man needs that significant figure for them to become Spider-Man, and this was his, and it is a highly emotional one. Coming in at number 3, we have everybody forgetting who Tom Holland's Spider-Man is. Yeah, this scene, I kind of felt a little bit hurt by it. Like, I don't know why. I felt very happy and joyful when I was like, oh yes, Spider-Man's gonna be on his own, right? And I was like, yes, he's not gonna have to start Techno anymore. He's not gonna have all these people helping him. But then characters like Aunt May are gone. And then also everybody else doesn't remember him, so it's like, huh. So he really is on his own. Like, he doesn't have any sort of help, and he also doesn't have that moral compass like somebody like Aunt May to kind of help guide him a bit more, you know? And that's a very sad thought to think about. And there's a lot of aspects and implications of it. I mean, sure, the spell doesn't really make any sense if you really think about it, but it's just a sad moment to see Peter go through so much in this movie. It was necessary. It was absolutely necessary. His character did need to grow. And ultimately, the emotions felt during these scenes where he was saying goodbye to Ned and Mary Jane. Not so much Ned. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like Ned, but Mary Jane in particular, and waving goodbye to the other Spider-Mans and hugging them, saying goodbye to Doctor Strange, just all of it very emotional, highly emotional, and I thought that they were actually surprisingly well done, and probably some of the best moments in Tom Holland's trilogy. Coming in at number 2, we have Into the Spider-Verse, Uncle Aaron dying. Uncle Aaron in that movie was the Prowler and was killed by Kingpin, where they had this whole moment where he's telling Miles, you know, he's the best of all of us. He's basically telling him, you know, do better than he did. And what's so riveting about that scene is that it just shows the parallels between Miles and Peter, because Miles had also lost a very significant figure in his life that also ignited him becoming Spider-Man. And all these other messages about what his dad's saying and everybody else, just very, very impactful moments. And the whole parallels I was mentioning, this is Miles' Uncle Aaron, and the parallel between that and Peter Parker's Uncle Ben. This was, like, sure, it wasn't exactly his Uncle Ben figure, but he looked up to Uncle Aaron like he was the Uncle Ben figure in his life. And even though he turned out to be a villain in the end and everything, he still cared deeply for this person. And we also established Uncle Aaron as a character earlier. He was a really cool character. He's chilling out with Miles and everything. He was giving him uncle advice. You know, I remember many times when I had interactions like that. So it just felt very weirdly real in this animated movie, and it was done very well. The number one emotional moment, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to see this coming, the death of Gwen Stacy. This scene still brings tears to my eyes because it is so well done in a movie that may not be as well done, but at the same time, it's still well done. It's a very hard to watch scene. After all, like, this time, we have established Gwen Stacy as a very loved character. A lot of people even say that they like Gwen Stacy more than Mary Jane in the trilogy. And you know what? I 100% agree. It's not that I don't like Mary Jane in the Spider-Man trilogy with Tobey Maguire. I just think that Gwen Stacy overall is a better realized character, a better character overall as well, and very, very likable and a great match to this iteration of Peter Parker. And just seeing the whole back and forth between them was very good to watch. So seeing such a good character go like that, I mean, I knew it was coming, but man, I did not expect it to hit me that hard when I saw it in theaters. Because at first I thought they were going to do a fake out, because I thought they were going to do a reference to it. But once that head hit the ground the way it did, I was like, oh shoot, they actually killed off the love interest in a Spider-Man movie, and it's actually a character that I deeply cared about in the story. Stacy was a very well-written character and a very good match to Peter Parker, and the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, they were dating in real life, so they obviously brought that chemistry into the characters, but their chemistry alone was just really good, and just seeing that character go like that, it deeply hurt. And Andrew's acting in the scene and everything, just hard to watch. Really, really hard to watch. That's why it's actually number one. A very depressing number one, but nonetheless number one. And those are my top 5 emotional moments in the Spider-Man movies. What did you guys think of the list? Do you disagree? Do you agree? I know a lot of people are going to disagree, but it's just my opinion. My opinion is not the right opinion. Let me know your opinions down below in the comment section. And as always, if you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe today to join the Azilization.